To the Rotary.
Greatest Rotary Club.
This meeting is being recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel. We're going to start with the pledge today, and Mr. Wheeler is going to lead us in that.
Put your hand over your heart and address our flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Mike Hosterman for being our greeter today. Rachel Nash for taking attendance. And our co-treasurer, Dennis Clare, for taking all your money. Week here today is led by.
Morning, everybody. You know, I look around this room and there's a lot of people that I don't know. This club has changed considerably in the last 20 years. And I'm here to talk about one of our members, who just former member, this guy, Ted Fairfield. Brad Hurst mentioned him a couple of weeks ago and really didn't talk too much about Ted Fairfield. Ted was instrumental in forming up this club in 1964. I think it'd be a good idea to have a meeting where we deal with the history of this club, frankly. There's been a lot of things go on. There have been some 55 or 60 past presidents. And if you make it, Bill, you'll be the next one. So anyway, the first president was John Burkhart. The second one was guy from Sonoma County, Peter Corona.
Jack, you're gonna go through all 50.
I'm going to go through all 64 of them. I'll let you know. That was the third one. Thank you, Bill. You're doing your job, Bill. Ted was quite prominent. They had his memorial service a couple of weeks ago up at Graham Hitch. The room was filled. How many of you knew Ted? Did anybody know Ted? Okay, how well did you know him? Did you know that he was quite prominent in the National Civil Engineering thing? He was also on the state board of engineers. He served 3 or 4 terms on the state board. He was president of the state board. He went on to be president of the National Council, which governs all state boards and watches over it. Anyway, he left his footprint all over this valley. Right next door is the Cole Center. He was involved in that. If you know Dublin, has anybody driven through Dublin in the last 6 months? It has absolutely exploded over there. It's like Manhattan. Ted was instrumental in all of that in the sense that he was the shepherd for all of that. The Lance, who was from from China and Taiwan, hired Ted to be a shepherd for it. He essentially monitored it and took it all the way through the process to what it is today. Whether you like it or not is the question, not the question, but it is what it is. And he did shepherd it through. He was quite prominent. We had another prominent civil engineer in the club, Dick Carr. He's no longer in the club. We got one left, Bob Silver. Who's Bob Silver? Bob Silver, prominent civil engineer. And so anyway, that's pretty much it on Ted as far as inspiration is concerned. I think he did inspire one or two. Joyce Getty's son. And
I got a question about that.
You what?
Before you get done, I have a question about that.
All right, we'll get there. Joyce Getty's son is a civil engineer. I think Ted played a role in his life in inspiring him to go and become a civil engineer from UOP. And quite well placed in Stockton right now. So, okay, what is it, Mike? What's the question?
Wasn't Ted Fairfield on city council?
No. No.
Thanks for playing.
He was city engineer.
He was temporary city engineer way back in 1964, 65, 63, when there was not much of a staff in City Hall. So anyway, that concludes Ted Fairfield. Like I say, I think it'd be a good idea, Bill, But one of these days, have a program where you have past presidents get up here and talk. I'll be one of them. And so, anybody got any questions? All right, Joe Wheeler took us on a little party to San Francisco last night with buses. The buses are lovely. Thank you, Bill.
Very kind of you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, and I hope that I can live at least another 6.5 months to become a past president. I'm not as old as I look. Maybe Jack thinks I'm a lot older than I am.
No better job in Rotary than past president.
No better job. Okay. Well, right now I'm a current one. Right now, we are gonna have a little bit of fun. I want to see smiles on your faces and loud voices singing, because we're gonna play a Christmas.
Okay. Hang on.
You all know the words. You don't have to look at the screen. Sing it like you mean it.
Tiny dreams.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call his names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you cut my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Hey, that was good. But my 3-year-old granddaughter sings on it. She loves that song. I would like to welcome any Zoomers that are joining us today. Vicky, are there anybody on Zoom?
Yes, hang on a second. Let me spike Clark, say hello.
Hello, everybody there.
Anybody else out there?
Hello, it's Lisa Brown.
Hi, Lisa.
Jeb Bing, say hello if you can.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff Big.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff, are you coming to the Christmas party? I left you a message.
Can't make it, sorry.
Okay, miss you.
Still recovering from my stroke.
Well, you look good.
Any other people on Zoom?
And Randy Brown, I don't know if let's see if he can do it. He's waving, but
Oh, he's in the car.
Well, all the Zoomers, we miss you and we wish you were here with us in person, but we're glad you're able to join us virtually. I'd like to introduce the visiting Rotarians in the room. Here's Sandy, you want to do this?
I'm doing the video.
Okay, I will introduce them.
Yeah.
Bob, will you please stand up? From the Rotary Club of Dublin, in the category of electrical contractor, I'd like to introduce you to
Bob Gardner.
Oh,
fellow Rotarians.
any other visiting Rotarians in the room. Eric.
I'd like to, it's my pleasure to introduce Terry Clark. He's visiting us from Sonora this afternoon. Came down the hill and drug him over to the meeting today. He was very excited to come and see the group.
Welcome.
Welcome, Terry.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
our friend from Pleasanton Rotary North, Jim Ott.
Jim, welcome. Jim will be back in March with his ventriloquist act. as our- So it's gonna be a little bit of fun. We're gonna enjoy that. Any guests here today? Visitors? will introduce. If you want to introduce.
Oh, we're talking about
Adam, right here.
Lewis.
Adam,
Okay.
he's a former Rotarian.
Right, UBSR Rotary, yeah, exactly. I office right by Hot Garden, Stone Ridge, so I'm coming to check out this club. I'm in transition and looking for a new home, so please come by and say hello and tell me why I should choose this one over the others.
Did I miss any other visitors? Bill?
No, this is Nolan Burton, and he is assistant to Blackside Transportation, does an amazing job. He's also done a lot of work in the background behind the Christmas party, and it's promising to be an amazing event. We're looking forward to seeing all of you there next Thursday. Nolan Burton.
Nolan, welcome. So an area of service of Rotary, the newest one, is supporting the environment, and we're gonna watch a short RI video about that right now.
maybe not.
Maybe not.
I can find it later. I didn't have it up ready.
You're gonna on that right now. So I will ask Ginger to come up here and introduce our program. Yeah.
Hey, Shannon, do you want me up there? Yeah, come on. Do I need my laptop or are we gonna use yours? Ricky?
You did? You sent me the slides? Do you have it on a thumb drive? No, you have it on your computer, which you have with you.
I can, want me to
Let
email
me-
it to you?
Yes, if you can do it really quick, I'll get it and have it up for you.
While we're waiting for that, we'll have another announcement about the Christmas party because I think Brad wanted to say something else about that.
We have a nice sign up for the Christmas party, but we also have more space available. So we hope all of you will be there next Thursday. You have a question, Steve? You're just waving. Okay, hi. Hi, Steve. Nice to see you. What's the venue? The venue is the Double Tree by Hilton at 6 p.m. next Thursday.
R. Walters at
Black
Landmark
tie
Lending.
optional. Optional is the key word, but we want the ladies to have an opportunity to get dressed up and enjoy it. So we're gonna look forward to seeing everybody. We do have more space. I think we have 56 signed up so far. 66. We'd really like to get up to 80. But, things are looking good. We do have.
R. Walters at
question now,
landmarklendingnetwork.com is what it's
Christmas carols.
called.
We'll get it figured out.
Thank you. As a tradition of our club here is that at Christmas time, we tip our server that's been taking care of us all year. So I know that many of you put some tip money in there for Laura and Hector. And if you haven't done that yet, you want to scoot over there and go see Dennis and give him a few dollars because we're going to give that money at the end of this meeting. Back to you, Vice President Ginger.
I can maybe do the video while we're waiting for that to download, if you want to do the video. Because I'm waiting for Kim's.
You want to run it?
Yeah, you sent it to me, right, Kim? So we'll just watch this really quick while we're.
Hi, I'm Amanda co-founder of Beach Drive, down in southwest of England. I'm currently on Champagne Beach in North Cornwall. I just got a beach team. I'm all of this plastic. Actually, I like to ride out to the beach. In 2019, I was the first recognized for practically nice. And now we're on the bridge. We have support of
All right, stop share. I wasn't even sharing.
And fellow retirees and guests. Homelessness is something that is addressed a lot with, in people in general conversation. Everybody has an opinion about it. But Kim Curtis and her team at Goodness Village are actually taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, and they're doing something about it. So I'd like to introduce you to our speaker today, Kim Curtis, who's going to talk to us about their wonderful program and what they're doing at Goodness Village. Thank you so much. That's what I last night, so you guys really hosting that. So much. There's so many familiar faces here. So I'm going to try not to be really incredibly redundant, and I'm going to give you like a brief back and then mostly what we've been doing since we were able to open our doors in June. I want to make sure that I'm on the slides, like I know what's happening behind me a little bit, so I'm gonna move up here. Again, I'm Kim Curtis. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I've been working with the homeless population for now about 18 years. Started, super young with the phone services, baby, and that's been all over the place. The job I had before here, I was working for Santa Ana Jail. I had the severest population that were isolated 23 hours a day, often longer than that. So it was my job to really make sure that we could kind of keep up with us and not lose anybody to suicide from Santa Ana Jail. So this opportunity, this is a very proactive rather than a reactive program. So that's what I love about it. I also very much love that I'm outside instead of behind the walls of Santa Ana. So this is, I'm just super excited to share this program with you. And if you want to go to the next slide. So you probably know, you probably have seen it. The homeless population has dramatically increased, especially during COVID. And one of the coolest, and those are stats if you like to read stats, but one thing that I really appreciate about COVID is that many people prior to COVID did not recognize homelessness as an issue, or if they did, it was very much put your blinders on and keep on moving. But COVID really brought our attention to it. The encampments grew because we couldn't go in and clean them without putting our workers at risk. So it got our attention. And then we also started talking about the vulnerability of being homeless and the risk to their health. And then conversations started happening. And then we all recognized how terrible it was to be isolated and not have a community. So because of those factors, we were able to get this project off the ground very fast and get us moving on building. We broke ground in August of 2020, and we were full about 2 months ago with all 28 homes. So very fast.
Say next, and then I'll know. Thanks, Kim.
So Goodness Village, we understand that the primary cause of chronic homelessness is the catastrophic loss of family and community. Many of us have had hard times, right? No one has hopefully gone unscathed. I feel like if you've been unscathed in life, then you lived in a bubble and you didn't have adventures. So hopefully you've had some bumps along your road. And so we relied on our support, our families, our friends, and whatever network we have in order to not hit rock bottom sometimes. Or if we hit rock bottom, they're there to help us come out of it. Our homeless population doesn't typically have that kind of support. And so that's what we do at Goodness Village. We provide that a healthy community aspect for them to really build upon each other's strength. Yes. This is what we look like from the outside. We're right behind Crossroads Church. So if you're driving down 580, there's the church building. You'll see the red children's ministry. We're right behind it. But again, we didn't put 28 people there to hide them. We put them there to come in, rest, recover, become well, and then re-enter the community. So we're not hiding anybody back there. Next, we believe that everyone wants and deserves to be listened to be treated with dignity and respect, to feel purposeful and valued, to contribute, and to be remembered. The biggest concern I've heard over my 18 years is, who cares if I die? What does that matter? I don't mean anything to anybody. The Goodness Village, you do mean something to somebody, and because of that, then they step into a different power. And then we will, we're a permanent supported program, so we will remember when we pass away. Because of that, again, they are building roots and they're building friendships and they're beginning to be productive within the community. Next, please. We provide stability, fresh start, opportunity, support, respect, and then again, that community piece. 28 tiny homes, they're 160 square feet, or 20 of them are 160 square feet. They have a bed, and you're gonna get to see a picture of one side of them, of a kitchenette with a two-topper and a bathroom, so they have that dignity, but we also have a small community center and a fundraiser for a larger one that everyone can gather and cook and share amongst each other. And they do use it now. They come in and they make meals for each other or special dessert treats, and it's really cool to see them kind of gather all together around the food. Go ahead.
Did I skip one? There it is.
This is what they look like inside. This bottom one right here, so they're all personalized to the person coming in. Before they moved in, they filled out a sheet that went to our voluntary designers that have, what's your favorite color, favorite place to go, favorite thing to eat, all your favorites, and then they took it and they ran with it. And the funny thing is I tried to move in there and have my office there and my staff, but I couldn't, somebody needed to live there, but that one was my absolute favorite beach scene one. It's really comfy inside. And he's the person that moved in there, actually got silver wall with us. I think it has to do with that beach scene.
I skipped two, so I'm going back.
They're
Yep.
going backwards now?
Yeah,
Oh,
because-
this is how we got there. So they needed to be homeless for at least 12 months. Most of our folks have been homeless for 5 to, longest one was 20 years. Yeah.
No, I'm laughing at me. Okay.
They're primarily from the High Valley, so we have 19 from Livermore, 5 from Pleasanton, 1 from Dublin. I teased Melissa Hernandez, and we took her one and only, so the city is very safe in Dublin now. We have 3 others that came from Castro Valley, but they had roots out here, and so we brought them back home. They needed to pass a background check, a very thorough one, all the way to the national level. Then we consulted with the homeless liaison officers so that we knew who their friends might be that were coming into the village, so we could protect the village itself as well as crossing the territory. And then we interviewed their case managers that they had on the outside, and then they went through 2 interviews with us before we accepted them into the program. And they are aged between 27 and 76 years old. So again, there were a few grandmas and grandpas that were living in the park and the streets out here in the High Valley. They now have a warm cozy bed. On our site, we do have vocational training. We also have recovery specialists, an MSW intern, and 2 volunteer RNs. And they are there at least once a week, if not more. And then we have a 24-hour supportive staff that are there on site at all times. It's really hard to transition from homelessness, especially after 20 years, and move into a place of 27 other people that you may or may not have known. But now you're inside these small walls. You have rules, you have expectations, and you have bills, which is very stressful to some people. And then also your sleep. So we're transitioning sleep. So we have people that are up during the night because that's how they stay safe outside. So they're working on transitioning out sleep. So we have people that 24/7. This is how we do it. We offer the community, the resident support. We are definitely thinking we have more entrepreneurs than we have folks that are going to go work at an entry level position. They're older, they're 55 and up. They're not going to McDonald's. They're not going to sling hamburgers with a boss that's 24 years old. They're not yes men and women, but they are amazingly creative human beings. And they're actually working our makers market that will start tomorrow. We have it Friday and Saturday, both this weekend and next weekend at Crosslands. So we have a few tables that they've got. They make amazing, amazing stuff.
Sorry, where was that?
It's gonna be at Crosslands Church, 4 to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday night. So this one and next weekend. Go ahead. I said all that.
Okay.
This is John. John came to us after 5 years of homelessness. That's his painting. He sold that painting already. So but there are some more that'll be out there Friday and Saturday. He's super talented. He is a veteran. I believe he did 4 years with the Marines, if I'm correct. Came with us, a lot of body aches, a lot of complaints, very frustrated. Has been working on trying to get his VA benefits or his disability and to get connected to the VA hospital for over 2 years. But due to COVID and his case manager working from home and him not having a phone or an address, he just couldn't get anything done. Within 2 months, we had him connected to the VA, but his disability paperwork put in for just his hearing. He got his 10% real fast. We got him connected to the VA hospital, got a full body scan. He's now got his 80% disability and his money's coming in. So he's able to pay rent to us, which is awesome because he was working for us for 24 hours a month at the rate of $15 an hour to stay with us. But now he can pay and go to work somewhere else if he'd like to. He also, this is one of his jobs that he did for us. So on Sundays during the summer, we had a produce market on Sundays. In the crossing stand, and the congregation could purchase from us. He ran it. On the left is Miss Stephanie. She's a vibrant soul. She was one of our very first applicants, had some medical complications. We held her house and she was the last one in. That's her move-in day. First time her key went in the block. And on the right is another one of our residents who, that's her pulling tumbleweeds. We're on a 100-year-old dairy farm, and she wanted to pull to take care of our landscape for us, and she does it as a volunteer. She pulled that thing out by herself, so she's mighty and fierce. And one of our loveliest ladies. She makes the best lemon bars I've ever had in my life. And she comes into the community center. She makes them for all. She's just absolutely lovely. She was homeless for 10 years. And she had been living with her mom, who was very sick but had Section 8, and they found out. And they told her, if you don't leave, we're going to take care of you now. So she left to become homeless and still took care of her mom during the day. She was gone at night. Left an abusive husband to get to that place. Next. These are our partners. We have some more that haven't made it to the new slide yet, but they're coming up. That's one of the ways that we can use your support. Here's the next one. I'm going to really promote. We have 2 murals already that are done by Only Up out in Livermore. Again, we have a lot of makers, creative people, artists, and we really want that reflected in our community. And we're also on a 100-year-old dairy farm, so things are, not super perfect to look at. And so those 2 buildings, there's one more that I don't have a picture of, are about to be muraled. And with this design right here, and it is done by a paint by number sort of style. Trent, who works for Only Up, will come out and he'll color swatch after he's drawn it out. He'll color swatch where it is, and then we just have volunteers that fill them in. And it's really cool, and I didn't have space, but if you go on our website, you'll see the 2 that are completed, but they're all volunteer work. And it is, on the slide, it is January 15th, so I'm inviting you all to come out and be volunteers that day. We're gonna paint in the morning, have lunch, and then we have a DJ to kind of help us have our energy the rest of the afternoon while we paint. So if you're interested in that, I will leave it to Steve.
Yeah, so we're gonna support this project. I've been talking with Kim about that. I'll send an email out to everybody with all the details. And I'll send a link with this presentation so members who weren't here today can actually see that. So January 15th is a Saturday. We want to try to get as many people out there as we can. I think you wanted about 30 people. We're doing 3 different murals, or 10 people per mural. So it's paint by numbers, basically. I think we can handle that. It'd be nice to see some artwork that we've actually had a hand in creating. So I'd like to invite the organization to participate in that and support Kim and Goodness Village.
Absolutely, and we have a graffiti wall that all the artists that come in that paint, they get to put their little initials on the end of it too, so your name is out there, you're recognized. It's part of the village now, it's there. We'll also potentially get an opportunity to work alongside some of the residents to get to know them. They will definitely be out there to eat. Sometimes they'll be out there, maybe not in the morning, but probably in the afternoon. It's cold, so we have, full body heats and we can sleep on the street for a while. So we get up a little bit later, but definitely come food and the hangout time. All right, next slide. Last one is where financially, if you felt like this is something that touched your heart, you want to know more about it before you get involved. And I ask this of you, please let me know. I will absolutely share more with you. But Club 88, it takes us, because we are a 24-hour supported program, we have 2 staff on site at all times. Yes, the village is small and there's only 28 homes, but we have 35 acres that we're protecting our people from. So we want to make sure that they're home and they're safe and that there aren't people coming from the outside with intent to do harm, or that there's a need that we can't support. So we have 2 staff on site at all times. It costs us $900,000 a year for this program, and we use a bulk of volunteers in order to make that work. But it's $88 a night per person, which breaks down pretty good because it is, I don't even think that number is right anymore. I think it's more than $70 to stay at Motel 6 without any support. And so we provide that. In jail, we say 223, but our deputies are working on mandatory overtime, so we're definitely the taxpayers need more than that. One night at the state hospital, when I was doing state hospital placements, was between $800 and $1,000. That was a few years ago. That's gone up. One night in John George is definitely over $1,000. So we're keeping that low. We're able to, for our own landlords, we can de-escalate and keep people at the lowest, least restricted environment possible, reducing trauma, and able to de-escalate and keep them in their own home. Next slide.
Last slide.
That's it. That's me. You need to contact me. I'm all about talking about Goodness Village, always available. I don't have good boundaries, so anytime you want, I'm available. That's it. Do you have questions? I have time for questions.
Neil, you did a great job.
Thank
you. What do you say to the opponents who say the more services that we offer and the more places that we do to help in your community, ultimately attract more people and more homeless to try to survive here?
I don't think, yeah, I know a lot of people think that.
The opportunity to address it.
Sure, and that was one of the biggest fears in Portland was, oh gosh, how are we gonna keep these people, they're gonna close down the hotel that was right there by the outlets that they had over 100 homeless folks in that were medically fragile. When they shut it down, they were like, they're all coming here, Pam. I'm like, they're not coming here because they know there's no services for them here. They're gonna keep moving to where the services are. And we had 2 people show up during that time and they said, we handed them a card and said, hey, we're called city service, but we don't have anything for you. And that was the only contact we've had with anybody. I don't, the big picture is we don't have any services in the valley. They're not coming here for us. There's so many services on the other side or in Tracy and Stockton. We're a pass through, so that might happen, but we don't have anything here. So I don't think that that's a realistic thought. The people that we brought in that went into our place, they were from here. They went to school here. They grew up here. Their families were here. There's nobody here living in this village that didn't have real strong roots. And from my experience working in Livermore with the homeless for that amount of years, they were here for a long, long time. So I don't think that we're going to see that happen.
Is the goal of Goodness Village to provide the housing for the foreseeable future, or are you helping people transition into permanent housing?
We have both. So we're set as a permanent program so that there is no time frame, so that we can get people out of that fight or flight state and not have a time frame. Give somebody 18 to 24 months to get it together. They stay very, very set, like, oh, I'm gonna lose something else again, and we remain guarded and fight or flight. So we took that fear away so they can develop roots, rest, recover, work on themselves, and then go when they're ready to go. So we have exit strategies. We work with Monthly Miracles. That's not right. Miracle Messages. Sorry, Monthly Miracles refer people in. Miracle Messages with Kevin Adler. He connects people to help them find their families. So we have folks that have their kids are local or the parents are somewhere as well. So that we're helping them reconnect to them, and they will leave in that way. We're doing the job training so that they can potentially leave. Our folks that are older, our 60 to 76-year-old folks, their income is not going to likely really change substantially, that they can leave and pay basic market. So they can stay with us as long as they need to. And then we have people that are coupling up, and because we have some size beds and very small space, we're going to help them combine their income and find a place a little bit better for them as well. So there will be places, people leaving, but they do have the option to stay if they medically or psychiatrically need that extra support for a long time. Because we are such an intensive program, we made sure it was people that really needed very intensive, supportive wraparound services in order to be, alive. Really. Go ahead, Steve.
You mentioned fundraising, that's a big part of what you have to do.
Oh, I do. Nice. I like what you did there. Yeah. So we are
Just about to ask her about that. What is this two villages thing?
So we are very, very fortunate to have a good friendship bond with Agave Villages and love what they do. The Rice Kiddos. 40% of foster care kids will end up homeless. And so in our goal to end that and continue to wrap around services for those folks, we are doing a combined fundraiser over at Salvador on Sunday, and it's from 4 to 8. I only have 10 tickets left. So, and that's because they have actually tented outside. So we were full inside and she tented so that we could bring a few more folks in. So we now have room for 10 people. Get your tickets fast if you want to go.
And where do you find that?
Online.
Google 2 villages are better than
Yeah.
one.
I think it's on my website.
gvlivermore.org.
Say it again, Lisa.
gvlivermore.org. Click on events and you'll find the link to sign up.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's our board president, by the way. She's not there. Yeah, I didn't know it was on our website. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, for your end of year contribution consideration, you mentioned about the miracle, if you go to CityServe, and like one of the pages shows like all the city service ministries and all the, there's like 50 of them, all doing great work locally. So we've got a wash project, not taking away from them, but for your local, look up CityServe, all the organizations that from the labor force, and they're all great organizations.
Absolutely. CityServe is another one of our very loved partners. Christine's amazing, and we've been working together on most of the referrals came through from them because they really know their people. And so we asked them, how did you refer these people to us? What was your plan or your thinking when you were doing that? And their answer was we went with our overpopulation, and those folks who are ready to be a community that would want to be involved and give back in that sort of way. And then we took those names and then we called to find out where they were on the housing wait list that is over 9,000 people strong in Alameda County. And they found out that they were in those upper nines and that they would probably be deceased before their number ever came up. And that's how they referred them, which is just a heart. I mean, it was very thorough. And then they helped everybody transition through and then warm hands off to every person to work with our staff. So really, CityServe is amazing too. In that, if you're thinking about donating, here, I'm just kidding. We're their end game, right? So it's all good. So we'll share the love. Everybody else with questions?
You said that you serve Dublin, Pleasanton, and Livermore. Do you receive any kind of financial assistance from any of those cities to get your start?
So our first startup was $3 million from Mr. Scott Haggerty, and he launched us. The infrastructure and the build took 2.6 of that in order to get the houses and all that, and we were structure and all that stuff. Which left us with 400,000 roughly. And then Pleasanton came through and gave us 100,000. It just got approved from Nelson last month, and Livermore has that same funding, 100,000 being talked about at City Council. I believe in January. We missed the vote because they have parties in December, but they're gonna hopefully approve that as well. We were still under construction during the grant cycle that went through in April and May. And so we weren't eligible to apply for grants for Q1 and Q2 of this year. And so that's the gap we're trying to fill. And we're grant funding, or we're writing all the grants in December to get us through Q3 and 4. So we're gonna be fine. We've had, it's gonna be good. But there's a gap and it'll be built. I'm telling you about that.
Just so that you know, we also do, as our Rotary Club Foundation, have a grant process that starts in January. So if you haven't seen it yet, please do go to our website and you can fill out an application and submit that in January.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I'm sure Lisa will remind me.
She's on mute. She's on mute.
I will.
Any other questions before I? Right, okay. Thank you so much for letting me speak here and talk to you about this. And again, any questions, let me know.
Great work you're doing at Goodness Village. We have an opportunity drawing. Dennis, are you ready for that? Here he comes. I just dropped a ticket.
In a shoebox. Sock box, shoebox.
It's 989.
Go get it, Bill.
One chip, Bill, one chip.
Come on, Bill.
chip. Are you gonna break even? One? One chip. Just one. You got one. You got the red one, too. There will not be a second. You can pull it in. Congratulations, sir.
Before he puts his hand in the bag.
So reminder, next Thursday is going to be our Christmas party, and then we will not meet again until January. So if I don't see you at the party, I wish you and your family and your loved ones a wonderful Christmas and holiday season, and nothing but good stuff for you. And with that, we're going to end a few minutes early. What's that?
Tips.
Oh, tips. So we collected very generously from you guys, $275. And we're gonna give Laura $225, and we're gonna give Hector $50. So thank you. That's very nice of you. You're making those things. Anything else? Did I miss anything else? I got a room full of past presidents.
That's for
Tell me what I'm
the,
doing
that's for
wrong.
the.
All right, hey, I think we should all talk to Steve and sign up and go do that Euro project. It'll be a lot of fun. Painting by numbers is the only way I can paint, so I'll be there for sure. And this meeting's adjourned.